Now, after all the violence, after all the protests that happened in Iran after Mahsa Amini's deaths in 2022, one would have expected that there would have been some change. But Iran seems to be back to square one. The notorious morality police is back on the streets to enforce the dress code which the country mandates for women. This comes 10 months after the death of Kurdish woman that I just spoke about, Mahsa Amini, in its custody, which sparked one of the worst protests in Iran's history. Now, the head of Iran's police force announced the revival of the morality police hijab patrols on Sunday. The move spells trouble for a large number of women who have started uncovering their heads in protest against the stringent dress code. Some reports claim that female police officers have begun arresting and berating women whose heads were uncovered soon after the announcement was made.
From today, police patrols will be established throughout the country. In addition to their other duties, these police officers will deal with those who unfortunately ignore the consequences of not wearing the proper hijab and insist on disobeying the norms. And in addition to warning them, if they disobey the orders of the police force, legal action will be taken and they will be referred to the judicial system.
Now, official morality police operations had ceased for over 10 months. This happened after 22-year-old Kurdish woman Mahsa Amini died after she was arrested by this same police department. Now, she was detained for allegedly violating the dress code, which mandates that women should wear the hijab, which basically means that they need to cover their head with a veil. Now, following this, Iran was rocked by one of the worst anti-government protests in recent times. During the protests, thousands of Iranians took to the streets demanding recognition of women's rights. Hundreds had died in the protests, including Iranian police officials, while the government executed some of the protesters. Though the morality police was not functional during this time, Iran adopted other methods to enforce the dress code. These included closure of businesses whose staff do not conform to the rules and installing cameras in public places to track down offenders. The hijab law has been in place since the aftermath of the Islamic Revolution in 1979. Offenders face fines or prison terms of up to 2 months for these kind of offences.